Welcome back to Kingsway Reserve as we're about to get our reserve grade grand final on the way after some thrilling finishes across the afternoon. The She-Gulls getting up 13 points to 12 over the Calamundras. I'm joined in commentary. My name is Mitch, commentary by Wallaroo coach Dwayne Nestor. And Dwayne, fantastic afternoon, and this game should be no different to the others earlier today. Should be a cracker.
Oh, mate, Mitch, it's going to be fantastic because the conditions are perfect. A little bit of a breeze, probably going a little bit right to left across the field. So Netherlands will get the benefit of that as we look to kick off here with Peter Fitzgerald taking the kick. Reserve grade grand final underway. Taken well by Palmyra. I dare say they'll be probably looking to use the ball a little bit here to get it out of their own half. A little bit upright offload in the back. Risky play early on in a grand final, but Pally are willing to play that way today. So just working their way through junior Greg playing 10.
Steenkamp.
Trying to work their way out of their 40 at the moment. Probably struggling a little bit. The Netherlands defensive for it, but they go to junior Greg. He puts a high one in the air. A little bit of a tester, but it's only going to be a tester for someone sitting in the stands. So that ball's gone out.
Yeah, on the full.
I just had to check my law book for a moment there and reassess.
Yeah, referee this afternoon, Jack McClanahan, and assistant referees Ian Sunderland and Rowan Lee Titus. We're in charge of proceedings this afternoon for our reserve grade fixture as Netties. We've got the throw in the line out.
And it's overthrown there. A little bit of an offload going through the middle. This is good attack from Palmyra. A great platform here in the middle of the field. And that's how you lose a bit of momentum there.
Well, harsh call against Palmyra there. The ruling player was held. Got up and went again. I'm not sure he was held. He certainly got put to ground. It was a great breakout run there from the number 8, Andrew McDonald, I think it was, from the overthrow from Netherlands. So just to run you quickly through the team sheets here. Jamie Horgood for Netherlands, Jaroslav Tamala, Anthony Moitane, Max Knox, Jack Nobbin, Hugo Wellborn in 6, Jeremiah King in 7, Ben Collar in 8, Michael Bodez, Dylan Lovasich the halves, Maya King and Sterling McDonald on the wings. James Dougal, Jake Stevens in the centre, Peter Fitzgerald at 15 for Netherlands.
As Netherlands win the line out well, Botez playing through Lovasich. That's James Dougal, strong carry there, but good defence by Palmyra, locking him up. The ball's come out quite quickly though. Lovasich on the edge, Maya King, big step off the left foot working his way back in, but it was such a big step. He's put his foot out.
Yeah, just touched the white chalk there on that time, and just to run you through the Palmyra lineup, Carl Henry Corgis, William Tui, Lee Sower, the front row for Pally. They've got Ruben Steenkamp and Matthias Galt in the locks, Max Bailey, Andrew McDonald, and Nathaniel Stafford in the back row, Zach Richardson, Junior Greg, Power Sasepi, and Joshua Cravola on the wings, Turagava and Short in the centres, and Adam Turner at the back.
As Nedlands have turned that over in the line-out, it's a good defensive line-out, put some pressure on Multui on his throw. Nedland in attack here. They'll go through Jeremiah King, they're carrying hard. Botes plays through Tamala. And the Palmyra defence is up for it today early on. Gang tackling, so they're trying to hold Nedlands up, slow the ball down that way. Loverzage puts the foot to the ball, and that is a try. That's a great little try.
Oh, the opening try.
Loverzage.
Yep, the opening try for the minor premiers, Nedlands. It was a great little clever kick through from Dylan Loverzage and Sterling McDonald. He just took his time, the ball just bobbled up, and he was able to dot it down pretty clearly in the corner there.
And a good little bit of patience there by McDonald, just to let the ball come up and let him get a good sighting on it to get that placement there. So great start by Nedlands. They've started on fire. And even though we were saying Palmyra's defence was strong and they're trying to hold them up, very difficult when the ball gets put on the foot, and a great kick too.
Yeah, both teams this year have been pretty evenly matched. Dwayne, Nedlands on their last account only just getting up 15 points to 7 against Palmyra, and Pally only just sneaking through against Associates last week in the semi-final. This Nedlands team have been dominant in this reserve grade competition all year. They've got a good depth of experience and youth. There's a number of 19s players in the team. You've got the likes of James Dougal there in the midfield, who's played a lot of Perth Gold and been involved in Premier Grade rugby here for a very long time.
And not to mention the fact they've got Mikey Botes and Nathan Roberts as their halves. They will drive this Netherlands team around the field quite successfully this afternoon, I'd say. And that is a great kick. And as we come back to the centre.
Yeah, it's dropped out. Everything's dropped out.
Tui setting up first receiver, ball out the back. Offload in contact, it's gone free. That'll be picked up by Sasepi. Carries into contact. Mikey Botes might need to be a little careful there in that tackle. Up around Sasepi's head. So Palmyra settle it down. Richardson. Throwing these ball out the back. So Pally early on making a statement that they want to use the ball. And Richardson plays from the back of the ruck. He's a solid player. Solid build on him for a 9. Tui. Ball out to the edge. Some solid contact here. We can hear Mikey Botes' shoulder there. Short just hovering over the ball in a supporting role. Tui crashes in there hard. Richardson. Playing through Junior Greg. Turagava stepping up into first receiver and looking to run off Greg's shot there, but it's cut out. Stripped there by Nedlands, and I think that was Dougal. Botes playing through Wellborn on the edge here, and that's Ben Calder carrying it on the edge. Mike King in support, he almost ball away. Loverzage plays it from the back of the ruck. Nobbin carries it, buries his head into that tackle. Botes. Tamala playing from the back. Loverzage out the back. Stevens going into contact. Good defence there by Palmyra. Some continuity here for Nedlands. Anthony Moatane carrying it hard. He's a big build and a hard man to put down. It was Nobbin almost looking like he tripped over his shoe like there. Botez. Lovasage looks on the inside. Opens up that hole for him. He gets a free shoulder through. Hugo Wellborn, his support back to Botez, playing it off the deck. Jamie Hall, good carries into contact. Pally's defence is up to the challenge at this stage, Mitch.
Oh, and a relieving penalty for Palmyra there. It was great continuity from Nedlands. Good patience with the football. But Pally that time just biding the time and finally getting that relieving penalty. They were under enormous pressure there. And great continuity from Nedlands, Dwayne. And isn't it good to see the likes of Jamie Hall out there this afternoon playing his 200th game for Nedlands in a granny? Who could ask for more?
It's almost like a fairy tale, isn't it? So if you want to write the rest of it, you'd be saying he'd be the one holding up the trophy at the end of the night.
Oh, he'd be hunting for a try here this afternoon too, the number one.
As William Tui makes his way to the sideline to throw the ball in for Palmyra, just inside their own half. Walking at the front, there's a bit of pressure coming through from Nedlands in the line out.
Yeah, defended that one well that time, Nedlands. They did do the ball jump, Pally, but Nedlands read it pretty well. Able to spoil Pally's line out there. They'll still get the scrum through the knock-on from the Nedlands player. Just speaking about a couple of the players out here this afternoon, Tamala Moatane, 2 19s players, along with Hugo Wellborn. Sterling McDonald, also a young up-and-comer out there for Nedlands, and also Turagava for Pally, one of the young up-and-comers, and Mikey McDonald's twin brother, Andrew McDonald, out there this afternoon as well at number 8.
As we set the scrum on the 40-metre line. Interesting to see how the scrum battle goes today. It's always a good battle in grand finals. It's amazing how front rows can find a little bit more energy to set up a good platform for the team in a grand final. The backs certainly fly half for Pally. Just having a look, seeing what the defence has set up.
So Pally been willing to throw the ball around early this afternoon, the opening exchanges here this afternoon. So just need to settle things down. It's an enormous scrum from Nedlands. A tight head.
That is a statement there. Ben Calder picking it up from the back. So Nedlands front row there sending a big message to Pally. We are coming at you in the scrums as Nedlands now starting up probably a set of phases where they want to get some continuity and continue to build this pressure. Dougal over the ball, clears from the back. And that's Fitzgerald taking it into contact, making his way into the back line there from fullback. Botez. Mike King, they're playing first receiver and getting the ball from contact. Dougal. A little bit messy there at the breakdown, and the referee saying there's a little knock on there by Nedland, so it'll be another opportunity for Pally to get their scrum set and not lose it in convincing fashion like they did the first one.
Yeah, so we're just about, in the opening exchange of these grand finals, both teams playing some good attacking football, but just a little bit hesitant to push the pass, just play that extra phase. It's going to be a great battle this afternoon. If the earlier games this afternoon have anything to go by, it's going to go right down to the wire. Number 2 field here at Kingley, the third grade game went into extra time. Early this afternoon, we saw Joondalup kick a conversion on the full-time siren to beat North Coast in under-18s. So plenty of close contests this afternoon, just showing how close this competition is, and when you get to grand final day, it's anyone's game.
And just watching the flags there, Mitch, I think that breeze is picking up, and it's sort of coming a little bit across the field, but slightly in the favour of Nedland. So it'll be interesting to see if they do decide to utilise that in the first half and play more of a kicking game as they settle in. As we pack down the scrum here, Pally have locked that scrum out quite well. They'll win that ball back and the ref will allow that to play. Greg puts it on the toe. That's charged down though, so that's anybody's ball. Looks like Pally have picked it back up and they are on attack now. There's a tackle there. Richardson or low ball for Greg. Throws the long ball out wide. They're playing to the edge. Some space out there too, Pally. So that'll get them interested. Playing one out, passing now. Letting their forwards do the work.
Yeah, they picked it off there. They just went one out, as said, Dwayne, and just be able to expose themselves to Netherlands getting over the ball and forcing the penalty. It was good play down the edges there from Palmyra, though. They're getting good mileage when they are using the ball wide, and I think that speed of the game suiting them beautifully, but they just got to be careful they don't go 2-1 out too close to the ruck, because this bigger Netherlands pack will pick them off. So Netherlands now going for a shorter one out. Wellborn out here in the centres looking for a carry.
And it's a clean win there. Botez feeding the ball, playing it out the back. And that is a good bump off there.
Oh,
Hugo Wellborn straight through, and they are not going to catch him. Hugo Wellborn bumps off a would-be tackler, breaks through another 2 tackles, and shows considerable pace to dot the ball over for the line. And Netherlands 2 up.
I'll tell you what, Hugo Wellborn, he must have his mum's pace, because it's certainly a lot quicker than John Wellborn used to move. And what a terrific carry from him. He just hit the ball at speed, did the big speed bump, don't argue, and just pinned his ears back. And geez, he showed some good toe there just to go score just outside of the post. And his second try of this afternoon for the Netherlands minor premiers. They go to 12 points to nil with a kick to come. Fantastic effort from Hugo.
And it just goes to show, Mitch, we've got back rowers who do have pace. It's almost like adding extra centres to your attack. And Hugo showed good strength and body shape as well to make that initial bump off, and then accelerated through that tackle and broke through another couple. And
what I liked about that too, Dwayne, is James Dougal's dummy line there just sucked in and just held the defence just for that fraction. Dylan Lovasic obviously took the ball to the line then, and just that ball out the back allowed Hugo Wellborn to hit it at speed. As the kick from Fitzgerald is successful, so the flags are up. So 14 points to nil on our reserve grade grand final day here this afternoon, brought to you by Fortescue and Alcohol Think Again, the belt message. So it's a wonderful afternoon here at Kingsway Reserve. If you think about coming down, get yourselves down here, because it is a fantastic oval, and there's food trucks, drinks areas, plenty of space for the kids. So if you are coming down for the big game this afternoon, make sure you get here soon and grab a spot.
As Netherlands working their way out of their 22 with a good carry, and a couple of good carries actually, into Lovasic. And he puts a bit of a high one. It's one of those ones that's too big and not too short that it's effective. But that's a fantastic chase by Netherlands, and they put some pressure on here as Pally trying to work their way. Now Richardson digging in for the ball. Hits a big step off his left foot. Back to Richardson. Greg, hand out, ready for the ball. Playing through the midfield. Pally. And they're finding it really hard against this Netherlands defence. Hugo Wellborn searching for the ball over, but he's going to get pinged for going off his feet, or playing the ball off his feet.
Yeah, certainly a rough form there. You've got to stay on your feet. Just getting a bit overzealous there. Hugo, he's pretty happy with himself, just getting a try moments earlier.
Youthful enthusiasm, and you know, as a coach, you're probably not going to get too upset with that because of the enthusiasm, and the ball was certainly there. It was very tempting for him, so he's certainly not wondering.
So the Pally line-out has been a little bit under pressure early on in the piece here this afternoon. Just over halfway through this first half. Short line-out for Palmyra.
And the rear lift on that has just completely missed it. Yet William Toohey hasn't thrown it straight anyway. So it was a bit of a mess as a line-out there for Pally. So they might be a bit flustered. As I say that, Corgus, the loose head for Pally, just showing his teammates, let's just calm it down.
That's right, just a little bit of anxiousness there creeping into the Palmyra line out. They just need to keep it simple and execute well. That time, hooker William Dewey just rifling that one down to the back of the line out. It was crooked on all counts.
Pack the scrum, and referee waiting for that to be stable. It stabilises, and that's a good shove by Pally. They put some pressure on, but Botez got the ball out. Maya King carrying it first hands off the scrum, Wellborn takes it forward. He's got elusive feet, Wellborn, so he's got pace and agility. Lovage. Dougal shows that inside ball then out. Gets a nice little neat pass off the deck. Botes hitting his little pod of forwards there. The support's there to secure a good ball. Playing it out the back, Lovasic. Dougal step off that left foot, shrugging off Max Bailey. Max Bailey goes again and gets shrugged off again. It's almost rinse and repeat. Max Bailey in the contest, but there is none there. Mikey Botes bombing that ball into the 22. The bounce could go anywhere, but bringing it back, it would have been interesting just to see if that could have been played a little bit more advantage there.
Oh, Jimmy Dougal just manhandling the Pally defenders there. Just poor old Max Bailey had about 4 cracks at him there, and it was just go away, go. He's like swatting flies. He's a mountain. He hasn't lost any of his strength from his earlier days where he was a rampaging centre for the Perth Gold. Played a lot of his Premier Rugby at Rockingham Rugby Club. And, he was part of an under-15 Netherlands grand final team this afternoon with his young fellow playing and a granny. The father and son being involved in grand final day up here at Kingsway Reserve. So they're going to have a long-range shot here, Dwayne, which is an interesting call, just to settle things down. Certainly within range for someone like Fitzgerald to kick this one.
And he struck the first 2 well, so he'd probably be very, very confident about getting this one because it's well within his range. And it just sort of says to Pally as well that they've got to score 3 times to get themselves back in this game. Really, that's what the message is being sent. And the other thing too is grand final football, Mitch, is you want to be just keeping that scoreboard ticking over as we're approaching the 20-minute mark of this first half. And you just look at this Netherlands backline and you think they've got threats pretty much all the way through it. Mike King on the left wing. Dougal's going to do a truckload of work, especially early on. As Fitzgerald strikes it, and it is a little off target. It wasn't a bad strike, but a little bit off target, so it goes to the left.
They wouldn't be too unhappy about that. It does just to settle things down for the Netherlands team at the moment. Makes Pally just think about what they've got to do. They're in this little bit of a breeze that's favouring Netherlands at the moment as the number 9 for Pally gets us back underway. It's not a long kick, and just Netties takes their time bringing this one back.
Dylan Lovasic just puts foot to ball again. Pops it close to the sideline. It's not a bad kick, actually. Mikey Botes, don't do a hamstring chasing that, my friend. And Fitzgerald taking the ball back, skipping into the contact. Ability to play to the left here. Through Knob, and he dummies and goes himself, gets good shoulders through. They've slowed the ball down there a little bit, Netherlands, where they got a shoulder through and got a bit of momentum. They've got numbers around the ball. Botes playing there to Jeremiah King, who carries it, but unfortunately knocks it on.
Yeah, good little bit of foot speed there from Jeremiah King, but just a little bit ill-disciplined with holding on to the footy once he hit the turf. And Mikey Botes has really got a lot of options out there at the moment on the left and right, like just as they're setting up the phase, Dwayne, the Netherlands are getting good numbers in place to get a number of phases together. It's just lacking that little bit of execution out wide just to really break the Palmyra line. So the tries that have scored so far have come from pretty weak defence, you know, where the defenders haven't made their first up tackles, but Pally do get it right. There's not much on.
No, that's exactly right. And I think Pally are trying to work really hard in keeping a defensive line and being able to defend at the width of the field. We'll see how that goes as the game progresses, because there will be some tired legs as the game goes on. Pally win the ball well and drive the ball along into Netherlands 22. But there's a penalty there. So to come back, a scrum penalty. Didn't see what happened there.
Offside. Offside by the looks of it. Yeah, maybe an early break from the scrum. He's certainly signalling offside, so maybe an early break from the scrum there from Netherlands. But that Pally scrum, Dwayne, is starting to really get the ascendancy over Netherlands at the moment. So obviously just got to work at it, and if they can get their line out right, they could turn this game around. Definitely,
like that set piece is important. And after that first scrum, one would have thought Netherlands might have jumped up with them very quickly, but they've knuckled down the Palmyra forwards and starting to set a half-decent form for their backs. So we'll see how they go. This is probably probably the first foray into the Netherlands 22 for Palmyra. So we'll see if they can put some points on the board. There is pressure from that line out, but they've done well. Richardson goes himself. He needs some support. He managed to get that there. That's McDonald clearing from the back. Greg carrying it into some solid defence. They've got some good ball out of that. Greg, short. Looking to offload, but makes a good decision there. Probably a good decision not by Netherlands to not play that on the ground. Richardson goes himself. Some animated people on the sideline here. And there is another penalty, so this is a good for Palmyra, building some pressure and getting the benefit of it with a penalty there.
Yeah, if I was them, I'd take this one. I probably wouldn't risk the line out.
Not with the pressure that Netherlands line out is putting on them, so I'd be with you there, Mitch. A steady head might say, pick the scrum.
Yeah, and that's what they've done. So good call from Palmyra to go with their scrum to back themselves in, build a little bit of pressure. They'll be aiming to get some points on the scoreboard leading into half-time here.
And there is plenty of time for them to get some points, get their scoreboard ticking over. And almost give them the sense that they're back in the game by scoring some points.
Certainly. Zach Richardson's having a pretty good game so far, the number 9 for Pally. He's had a couple of looks around the edge. He's made some good options.
And he's not afraid at all to have a go, Mitch. So he'll ask questions. Pally scrum, very strong.
Oh, being penalised for going across there.
We were on Mitch there, but sometimes nobody knows.
Well, Jack McClanahan, the referee this afternoon, that one might have been a little bit of wise heads from maybe line just outside their 22. So they're not out of the woods yet here, Netherlands. Pally just need to put a bit of pressure on this line out.
And there it is. It's through McDonald, who snaffles it out of the air, and Pally are in attack now. So Richardson, short side, leads offloads to William Toohey. And he has done exceptionally well to make it to that corner, but we'll just see if the referee has awarded it. Yes, I see an arm up with the whistle. He's gone to the
assistant
touch judge.
referee gave him the thumbs up there, and it's certainly by all accounts William Toohey showed some good footwork. He didn't have a lot to work with there. And what about the ball from Lee Sower as well? He just sucked into defenders and shifted a nice little pass down to his partner William Toohey, and I think the backs out here on the left were all screaming at him because they thought it was the wrong option. But what are they awarded here? No try. I'm not sure what the ruling's going to be, but certainly it'll be a goal line dropout for Netherlands. Whether or not he lost possession as he actually dotted it down in that corner, it was hard to pick up from where we are.
Yeah, that's a tough call for Palmyra because they would have been up and about had they got that try. Lee Sower, beautiful set of hands. So we will have the line drop out.
Palmyra should get a lot of confidence from that too, Dwayne, because their set piece is starting to come together, and they're certainly looking very dangerous in attack.
Absolutely, Mitch, and that was taken well to Agava. So Pally back in attack through Richardson, hitting McDonald, carrying upright and getting a good shot on him. And he managed to fight through that tackle. Richardson back to the short side, through Greg, to Agava. He's doing a truckload of work in terms of their attack so far. Offloading through the forward pack. Back towards the centre of the field. Pally got some support there.
The referee just blind, held up there on that one, and Netherlands will get. So another opportunity for Pally to put some pressure on this Netherlands club scrum at the moment. Tight head here would be very, very nice for the Palmyra players to play with. Turagava, the young cent 12 with the white extended socks on him.
And we appreciate that because it makes it easier to call him.
Pick him out, and he's got the black headgear as well. He's a bit similar to his winger.
And then he's under a bit of pressure there, and that's been scooped up.
There we go. There's the turnover they want.
But that was a knock on there, but at the back of the scrum, and that came from the pressure of the Palmyra scrum. So He may not get a tight head. So fantastic. If Palmyra's forward pack can get a good platform here. Turagava's already shown what he can do so far in the game. Mitchell short at 13. There's some speed on the wing. Yeah, it's good to winger just offering himself as an option.